I'm gonna be doing some tests with Odie's oil while I'm in the shop today. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time and finally getting around to doing it. So this is a piece of walnut. It's been prepped. The sanding prep was 80 grit to 400 grit. Didn't skip any grits, and it was wiped with water between each one. And then the final pass was with a gray pad. And as far as the oil application, it was Odie's Super Pen, the super penetrating oil. So I put that on, and then I waited 3 days, and then I applied the Odie's oil and waited 2 days, and then applied Odie's wood butter. So that was the application process, and I just used a gray Scotch-Brite each time. And then, as always, wiped all the material off the surface, but that's the general overview of how I prepped this piece. So this is cured for close to 3 weeks, if not 3 weeks. That's just been sitting in my shop. And I even took a white paper towel and wiped the surface again just to make sure I'm not getting any residue. And you can see that's coming up perfectly clean. So the first one I'm going to do is just this glass of water. So this is the one I'm most curious about. So I'm going to let this sit here. I don't know why I sand. I got to sand the tabletop. So let this sit here a while. Just want to make sure it sweats, and just curious to see, will it leave a mark? If it does, can it be fixed? Anyways, just going to see what happens and go from there. So I'll share those results. I let all of this sit for several hours, so just have a glass of water here. Didn't quite sweat as much as I wanted it to, so I just put some liquid underneath, some water underneath the glass, and then set the glass back down. Baby formula, which from my experience stains surfaces very easily. Red wine, ketchup, smeared that in good, and then took an ice cube and just let it melt. So what I'm going to do next is start by just wiping the surface, see what it looks like, and then go from there. Before I wipe any of this away, I just want to make a note that Odie's Oil is not a sponsor. They do not send me any product. I have no obligation to them. I'm doing this because I've been using this product about 3 to 4 years. I have clients that I ship tables to all across the country, and I want to just see with my own eyes how it's going to hold up through different situations. And again, I'm biased to the fact that I want it to do well and perform well, and thankfully up to this point it has. I haven't had issues and have not been getting calls from clients, but again, just want to see with my own eyes and test it and put it through the paces to see how it does. So let's see. One last thing here before I start cleaning this surface. The reason I did not do my own test sooner, Odie's Oil has a little bit of a learning curve. After doing this for several years, using this product for several years, I finally feel confident in my surface prep as well as my application of the product. I just finished wiping everything away. This is sat now, maybe 30 seconds since I wiped the surface clean, and it looks great. I'm going to try the best I can to show this, but doesn't matter what angle I'm looking at this in, this looks really good. So in a moment here, I'll show this one more time from some different angles, but I've held this board up at different angles to the light in my shop, as many different angles as I really could, and I'm not seeing anything. The only spot you saw initially was that little spot with the wine. It was a little bit darker there, and within a minute, it was gone. It faded away, and all I did was wipe this with a clean paper towel and then just a little bit of water on another piece of paper towel. So again, I have no affiliation with Odie's Oil. These tests were just done for my own peace of mind, and it does give me a lot of comfort knowing that these, basically whatever a family could throw at it, baby formula, ketchup, wine, water, is gonna hold up, and they're finish is gonna last and be beautiful in their home. The last test I put it through is the light shine through the window and the natural light and the lights off my shop. To me, from my experience, if there's a sanding flaw, if there's a flaw in your finish, this lighting exposes that, this exact lighting. So I'm not really gonna be able to show it here because it is so dark, but I'm not seeing anything except maybe right here. I might be seeing a little bit of the glass. So I know they said sometimes that needs like an hour. I mean, it is faint. I'm not even sure if that's what I'm seeing, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of time and see if this little bit of a variation, which is not gonna get picked up on camera, but I'm gonna see if that goes away and I'll give you that update. So an update on this board. Today it was a little less overcast, so a little bit better natural light, and I checked it again with the lights off in the shop, natural light coming in, and again I'm not seeing any marks, so I'm very happy with these results. So I really put Odie's through the test last night. It was raining, so I left this out in the rain all night. They say you can use it for exterior applications. So this was sitting outside for probably 8 hours. And we'll see how it did. Got this board all wiped off, and so now what I'll do is I'll just let it dry, and I'm not seeing any spots right away. But again, I'll test it in the lighting with the natural light coming into the shop and lights off and see how it does. But you can see here, nothing yet. So all that wiped away, not seeing any water spots, so looks good. And again, this sat outside. I don't know if it rained the entire night, but this sat outside in the rain for about 8 hours. We're gonna keep testing this piece here. Brought this pan, just finished making something, and it's really hot. Show you there that it's hot. So we'll see how it holds up to this heat. This sat here for probably about 45 minutes, and I'm gonna take it off and see what is underneath. And that's honestly pretty remarkable. That, as you saw, that pan was very hot. And I'm honestly not seeing anything. Okay, so I'm gonna put it through a couple more tests, a couple more products I wanted to try, and we'll do that next. The next couple items we're gonna try here, nice hot cup of coffee. My wife reluctantly saved me a little bit of her coffee that she made this morning, so we'll be trying that. Some olive oil and some pop, or some of you might call it soda. I'm going to clean all this up. Reminder was coffee, oil, pop. So again, the initial feedback, it looks really good. From this angle, you can't see it, but there's still some marking from the coffee. Let's see if maybe I can pick it up. It's faint and it's fading fast, but anyways, I'll give it some time, keep looking at it, but I'm already not seeing that mark from the coffee. It's already faded. And even after all those tests, even after sitting outside in the rain last night for 8 hours, this still feels very smooth. Not feeling any raised grain. I mean, this still feels great. So far so good. I'm gonna do one final check of this board. And as I talked about before, lights are off in my shop, natural light coming in. And in my experience, this has been the most revealing lighting. This lighting will show any flaws or imperfections. And especially when you look at it at this angle, right at eye level of the surface. And as you can see, no marks, no stains. It still feels just like it did before I put it through all those tests. I just want to say one more time, I am not sponsored by Odie's Oil. I have no affiliation with them. I have no obligation to them. For me, my obligation is to my clients to provide them the best finish I can, one that's durable and safe for them and their family. And I think these tests have shown it passes the durability test. And Odie's Oil is a natural product, has no harmful chemicals, VOCs, solvents, hardeners. So it's a really safe product too. And if you have ever used it, you'll know it has a really nice smell to it. And so that's it. That's the end of these tests. Hopefully this helps somebody out along the way. And I think this will give nice peace of mind to my current as well as future clients.